Okay, hello and welcome. Today we're going to be looking at Hlookup and how to plot graphs in Excel. Please, if you can hear me and your digital audience, please let me know. Mr. Theo, can you hear me? Mr. Theo, can you unmute yourself and see whether you can hear me? Can you hear me, Mr. Theo? Okay. Just raise your hand like this, see if you can hear me so that, okay, thank you. So let's start immediately. I'm going to share my screen so that we can start. Okay, my screen is shared. So you can see what we are looking at. So what we are looking at is JJ Penny catalog cells. And you can see the catalog numbers written J4, 6 is down, the prices, and we have zones. So we're having a key table here that shows that every zone has a postage that matches it. So for zone 1, the postage is 4. So here we have zone. We are supposed to fill up this place from the various postages here according to the zones. So we're going to be doing what we call Hlookup. So after that, we'll have the tax rate column, which will be shown how to calculate it. We also have sales tax and total sales. So we are supposed to be able to fill up all these columns from what we can get from the key table down here using what we call Hlookup. Then afterwards, we should be able to plot this chart. So let's get to the instructions. So the number one instruction says, create the worksheet shown above and rename it to NTU. NTU, that's the name. Okay. I hope this is this the instruction for this? Huh? Is it? Zone? Okay, okay. That means this is the instruction. Check your, look at the screen. This is the instruction, okay? So this is the instruction and this is the Jenny Penny. So let's start. The first one says, create the worksheet above or shown and rename it as zone. So I'm gonna go to, this is the worksheet created. So to rename this worksheet as zone, I'll simply come here, sheet 1, that is the name here. So I'm gonna right click and say rename. So instead of sheet 1, I'm gonna have what? Zone. Then I press enter key. That's the first thing that I was asked to do. Then the next thing will be using Hlookup, find postage based on zone. Using Hlookup, find postage based on what? Zone. So I'm gonna get back. Okay. I hope you can still hear. Can you hear me and see me very clearly? On the computer, I mean. Am I there? Okay. So we're gonna try to use what? Hlookup to get what? Postage. These are our postages based on what? Zone. Based on what? Zone. Okay. So in the second table, we can see at every postage, there is a zone. Can you see that? So when the zone was 2, what is the postage class? Huh? 4.5. When the zone is 3, what is the postage? 5. You understand? So that same way, we are going to check out all these zones and we'll fill up the postage. But we don't want to be doing it manually. If we are doing it manually at 1, what would we have written here as postage? 4, isn't it? but we don't want to type it manually. We want to be able to use formula to put it. So to do that, I click here. Then I go to where? Formulas, isn't it? And I can go to any of these formula. Anyone I click on the drop down, I should be able to see insert formulas. Then I can go to what? All, and then I'll look for VLOOKUP or Hlookup. That's what we're looking. So I'll go down to H. So if I'm on H, I'll then look for Hlookup. Then I press OK. Can you see that? So the first thing it asks me to do is to do what? Look up value. What value am I looking up? I'm looking up the zones to find the word postage. So I click on the first zone, bam. Then the next instruction says what? Table array, isn't it? So I pick the table that I want. This is the table here. And I said when you're picking the table that you're looking at, don't pick the labels, only the table. So I'm going to click from here down to here. Isn't it? Then the next thing will be to what? Row index. Which row? Go back to that table. Which row are you looking at? Are you looking at this first one or the second one? Which one? Second one, postage. So it has to be what? 2. Then last thing I should write here is what? What should I write? False. So once you press the enter key, it will bring 4. Why is it 4? Because at postage 1, at zone 1, postage is what? 4. At zone 1, postage is what? 4. Are we clear on this? Are we clear on this? Is it clear? Can we do the rest? Okay. So another thing we can do is that we can label these, we can name this this table. I hope we know. From what we did the other time, we named it, isn't it? To make the formula more effective, isn't it? So to do that, I can simply select the table, then right click and click on what? Define name, isn't it? So what should I save it with? Let me leave it as zone, isn't it? So I click OK. So the name is now zone. So if I insert the formula again, I'll go here, then go to recently used, isn't it? Go to what? VLOOKUP. Then what will be the lookup value? The first zone, isn't it? Oh, Hlookup, sorry. Okay, so I'll click back. Recently used Hlookup, isn't it? Lookup value is what? The first zone. Table array, what's the table array? What's the table array class? Zone, isn't it? What's the index number? 2, because we are looking for postage. If it was sexta, it would have been 3. So I put 2. What's the other one? False, isn't it? Then if I press OK, I'm still getting 4. What did I do? So let me go again. Huh? I didn't? Okay, I didn't erase the former 4. Okay, let me check it out. Come back in. Recently used. Hlookup. Column. What's the column? What's the lookup value? The first zone. Array is what? Zone, isn't it? Index is what? 2. Then finally I have what? False, isn't it? Then press OK, I have it, isn't it? So I'm gonna simply do what? Copy this and paste across. And everything is selected appropriately, isn't it? So the next thing is what? Tax rate, isn't it? And you can see here we have what? Tax rate. So the information here says also what? Find tax rate also based on what? Zone. So do the same thing, but this time we are looking for tax rate, not postage. Huh? Yeah, it's still same Hlookup. It's the same thing that we are going to do. So to do that, I go back, isn't it? So I click here, recently used, isn't it? Hlookup. So what's the lookup value? We're also looking at based on what? Zone, isn't it? The table we are also looking at is what? Zone. The index this time around, this is tax rate here, says tax rate. So the index is going to be what? 3. Then I also end up with what? False. And I press OK. So you can see now for zone of 1, the tax rate is what? 0.88. Is that the case? Is that the case? That's the case. So I simply do what? Copy and do what? Paste across. You can see all of them are doing. For 3 is 0 because 3 here is also 0 here, isn't it? So I move down to the next instruction, which says find sex tax, where sex tax is equal to price times tax rate. So sex tax is equal to price. Where is price? This is price, isn't it? Times what? Tax rate. I click on it, then I press the enter key. So that is it. Very clear. So I'm gonna copy and do what? Paste across. Then the last thing there is what? Find total sale, where total sale is equal to price plus postage plus tax rate. So total sale is equal to price plus what? Plus what? Postage plus what? Tax rate, isn't it? Then I press the enter key, it does the calculation for me. Then I copy and paste across the formula. So you can see price plus postage plus tax rate. So the next instruction says format all money columns to 2 decimal places. Format all money columns to 2 decimal places. So this cell is money. So I right click on it. Say what? Format cell. Format cell, isn't it? So change it to 2 decimal. It's already in 2 decimal places. Okay, so I make sure I select currency, but it did not tell me to pick any particular currency, so I'm not picking anyone. So, but 2 decimal places is already here, so I press the OK, but it's already in 2 decimal places, so it's okay. So the next thing is create the header and include your name and blah, blah, blah. Then create this chart illustrated. That's what I want us to do before we create the letter. Create the chart illustrated. So let's look at the chart illustrated. This is the chart, isn't it? So what did they plot against what? In this chart, what was plotted against what? Total sales against what? Cart number, isn't it? So this is total sale, this is cart number. So depending on what you want to choose, you can simply come here. This is your, I said we are supposed to fill up this, isn't it? So let's just fill it up with any number we have. J4 what? 43 bar. 25 what? 58. Is it? So what's the next one? J5 what? J43 25 what? 9. What's the next number? J43 25 what? 260. What's the next one? J43 261. And the next one? J43 what? 262. Then the last one is what? J43 26 what? 263. So let's plot now. To plot, we simply, I don't know why this column is here. So let me delete it so that this will be. So I select this first, isn't it? Hold down the control and select what? Total sale, isn't it? Then I go to insert. Then it's a simple line graph. So I'm going to pick this and pick any one I want here. So let me simply pick this one. Okay. Can we see it? Is it clear? So that is the chart. You can see it's exactly what we have here. So you just select this, hold down control, then select this, then click on what? Insert, then pick your line graph, anyone. You can also pick this one if you want. So pick any of those, then you will see that, and that is it about that. So please practice it. And if you have any questions, you can ask me. Thank you. God bless you.